Welcome, friends, to the CJ's Drama Hour. Today I'm going to be sharing a one night play I wrote sometime back. I wrote it for the church and I wrote it to provoke compassion and empathy for homeless women in the Bay Area um, because lots of them were suffering from mental illness, and I felt that they needed ministering to, and that the church had become really complacent about the homeless. So anyway, I wrote Tillie. I would always perform her in churches, and I would try to be as authentic as I can to really capture that bag lady experience. And I'd often use barbecue charcoal to just dirty myself up, hair in disarray. I mean, she was just a wreck up from the neck up. And I would set in full character, usually in some waiting area, sometimes in a ladies' room. And often Tilly would encounter church members, and how they treated Tilly really said a lot. Tilly would provoke people. Some people would be very rude and say, "Well, how'd you get in here?" Or sometimes she'd encounter really kind people who would offer her money or offer her stuff, some kind of help. Anyway, Tilly, when it was time for her to enter the sanctuary, she would often enter it from the rear, and she'd come straight down the aisle, and she would be pushing or pulling a cart that housed all her earthly possessions. When she got down to the bottom of the aisle, she'd either continue up the pulpit with whatever they'd arranged, or sometimes she'd perform Tilly right there on the spot. Neighborhood kids would be throwing rocks at Tilly, and she would turn to the audience and she would speak. As she's coming down the aisle, she's always singing, "I'm coming up on a rough side of the mountain." So here she is down front now. The kids are throwing rocks at her, and she turned to face the audience and she speaks. "Well, how y'all doing? Y'all from around these parts?" "Oh, honey, it ain't so bad round here. That corner grocery, it throws away some darn good fruit. Here, let me show you. You look at this fruit. It's not even rotten either. This is a nice apple." "Oh, honey, them kids don't bother me none. They've been throwing them rocks at me for near about 10 years now. I guess it give 'em purpose in life. I'm all for purpose. I lost my purpose nearly 20 years ago, but I just got it back yesterday. Now look at that woman walking over there. She on her way to prayer meeting. I know, 'cause I followed her one day. Child, when I got ready to go in that church, a big old ugly usher, he met me at the door. He come telling me come back when I had a bath. I said, "Well, where I'm going to take a bath at, fool?" He made me mad. I left that place. Now, I used to wash down at the bus station till he run me off. That old security guard, he spit on me. But I found out yesterday that somebody else got spit on. Well, naturally, I wanted to make this person acquaintance, being we had so much in common. Well, I met him, and he liked me right off, and I tell you, honey, I like him too. Well, about a week ago, Thursday, some young folks, they cornered me back in the back of the A&P by the dumpster. They told me they from Ute, got a mission. Well, honey, I told them the only mission these Ute round here got is throwing rocks at my head. But that's why I have these bad, fierce headaches. But honey, them young folk, they laid what they call the hands on me. And honey, I ain't had a headache since. I say the sinner's prayer too. That's right, baby. Miss Tilly is a child of the King. Look at this spanking brand new Bible they gave me, this Bible. I was reading this book the other night, and I run across a story about a crazy, crazy man running through the graveyard, acting a fool and just howling like a fool and just acting as crazy as he want to be. But Jesus came and he threw them demons out of that man, and there he sit and clothed in his right mind. Well, I thought about that. And then I asked the Lord right there and then, I say, God, do that for me. Clothe me in my right mind. Because I know my mind ain't right. My mind ain't been right for years. Just the other day, I was trying to remember my children. You know, I had 7 children. They all got burnt up in a fire. My husband, he tried to save them, and he burned too. I was trying to remember that man's name. You know, for the life of me, I could not remember that man's name. But you know, when the Lord clothed me back in my right mind, I immediately remembered that man's name. That man's name was Willie. Thank you, Lordy. Thank you, Lordy. That man's name was Willie. Now, I can't stand here lollygagging all day long with you people. Lollygagging, ain't that a good word? I can't stand here lollygagging with you folks all day long because them kids what got a mission was 2 of them, and they married, and they got some children. And you know what they asked me? They said, Tillie, would you like to come by our house and take a bath? Well, honey, asking Miss Tillie if she want to take a bath is like asking a little bitty mouse, Mr. Mouse, you want some of this here cheese? Well, I went over there. They came got me the other night. Honey, I went over there and got me a bath. Honey, oh, that water felt so good. Let me tell you something, honey. Don't take nothing for granted in life, 'cause there ain't nothing like a tub full of sudsy water. They gave me some new clothes and got rid of all that old stuff I had. But I got to go today. In fact, that's that horn you hear right now. That's them blowing, 'cause they coming and they come and get me, and I'm going to live with them. That's right. I'm going to help them take care of them children. Now, Miss Tillie love her some children. Even these bad little children around here, they need loving too. So I'm going to live with them. You know what? It's a pleasure meeting your acquaintance. But I got to go because Miss Tillie then messed around and found herself a home. Miss Tillie done found herself a home. So I see y'all. I'm coming up on the rough side of the moon. You've been listening to CJ's Drama Hour, a dramatic reading of her play Tillie. Tune in next time.